Yeah, just UFC fight number 3. How do you feel going into this one compared to the previous two?
Feel great, on point, very confident, prepared well, excited to get back in there and get the next win and continue on march up the ladder.
Yeah, how difficult was the last one? I mean, to get caught in the first round by kind of a very rare submission to see in the UFC. How did you just process that?
It wasn't the first round. It was later in the fight. Fight was going great. We handled every second of the fight well. I was winning, the entire thing. I ended up getting caught, definitely. And obviously, there's a process when you have a loss. I've had losses in wrestling, so I was familiar with that. Very disappointing, especially that it fell on Vasaki, especially that it was, a fight I was doing, dominating in. But that's why it's so exciting. And you get caught. So, digested it, learned what I had to from it as a team, and threw it away and gotten better because of it.
Yeah, is there any losses you compare to in your wrestling career? I mean, the emotion of it, or is it just a completely different animal? Because, in wrestling we hear so many times you can go back out there 30 minutes later sometimes and wrestle. This one you had to wait, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part. I wanted to get back right in there right after that fight as soon as we could. We were healthy. I was in shape. Let's just go again. That's the process I'm used to. But it wasn't to be. Obviously, there's cards and there's a business angle and promotion and time that for all that. So that's been the frustrating part. But again, take the emotion out of it, learn what you have to, move forward, and that's what we've done. And I'm actually very excited to showcase what we've been working on. We really focused in on different aspects of my game and taking everything to the next level. So wrestling, you're able to get back out there right away, but I'm able to get back out there again this Saturday. I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm. And what was the training camp like for this one? I mean, I think you were the first person confirmed for this card several months ago, so it seems like you've known this fight was happening for quite a while at this point.
It didn't matter who it was going to be. We were training like we were fighting tomorrow. Like I said, we were trying to get on cards and stuff anyways. I didn't know when I was going to get out there, but I knew this is what we have to focus on to become a better fighter. And these are the steps we have to do, and just work on that day and night. When you get a fight and a date, you focus on that opponent more. So I was focusing on our skills and improving as a fighter. And my coaches have done a tremendous job getting me ready, making me better in every aspect. And I'm excited to go out there and dominate on Saturday.
Was it mainly a mix between AK and working in Vancouver?
For sure. It was, when my fight got announced, like I said, then we started focusing on the task at hand. I ended up going down to AK for close to a month. Great training environment, House of Champions. Started off my camp down there. Khabib was getting ready for Conor at that time, so it was a perfect mindset to start the camp off with. Had great work down there, continued that up in Vancouver to finish up my camp, and we're on track now.
Yeah, was there any overlap with DC getting his fight, or were you gone by that point?
I was gone by then. That's fairly recent. The majority of my work was done by then. So he was in the training, helping out Khabib with especially his wrestling preparation and that sort of thing. He wasn't training as much as he would be now.
Yeah, are you surprised he was willing to take the title defense on 4 weeks notice?
Yes and no. Yes, because generally how it goes, you want more time to prepare and that sort of thing. No, because knowing him, he likes to he loves to compete. He comes from a wrestling background where you compete every weekend. He's got 4 weekends to get ready for this. Obviously, they sweeten the pot with some money. His skill set compared to Lewis's holes matchup is a good matchup for him. So considering all that, I'm not surprised, and he'll do just fine. He's a winner. He finds a way to win every time.
And coming into this fight, do you feel maybe less pressure, less expectations? I feel the undefeated record, just a lot of talk with you, having the support of India, all that kind of stuff. Can you notice the difference of maybe there's a little bit of that spotlight on you maybe going into this fight?
None of that. My expectations for myself are the greatest. No one else can have greater expectations of me than myself, and I'm used to that. Other people's expectations or talk and that type of stuff. There's ebbs and flows with that. That comes and goes, and those people don't matter in my life. It's first and foremost me, and then the team around me. We still have a task on Saturday night. We have our goal of being the best in the world, and that's never changed. So I'm focused as always. no emotions tied to it. We go do a job on Saturday night.
Okay, so maybe so just not being on the field, there's no more like freedom to that, because you hear that sometimes with fighters who have that.
No, that's not a real thing. There are many other things that are much more real in this world than, that. For me, it's, you win, how do you win, and can you continue on winning? For sure, I got an L there, we were dominating the fight. I've gotten better because of that fight, and those things are more important to me. My life doesn't change day to day, win or lose. I've got, life stays pretty much the same for me. So, obviously it matters. It would have been nice to keep that, but in the grand scheme of things, business as usual.
Yeah, and in terms of this fight, was Marcelo the primary option offered, or was there, some other cards, some other opponents?
Chase Sherman didn't take the fight. He was our first opponent. He said no to us. Next guy was Marcelo Gom that they offered. We said yes. He said yes. Let's get it on.
Yeah. Was there more excitement to fight Chase or anything, or do you not care at this point? Just whoever.
I wanted to get in there, and that was one of the guys that was available. And I don't get into matchmaking and that type of thing. I got management to do that. My coaches okay it, management okays it. They speak on my behalf. I train. I let everyone do their job and get the fight done. Let's go.
So how much strategizing do you do once the fight actually comes around? Or, you're talking a lot about how I can improve, how I can get over
yes.
the loss and everything. So what do you do when it comes to the opponent?
Then we study the opponent for sure. Once it's set, it's this game is different. Other people have a different approach than me. I want to be the best. That means you're ready for anyone and you make the march up and you go compete. But other people, pick and choose. We're not of that type. So once we have our opponent and it's set, then okay, this is happening, and you get to work. You dissect the opponent. Marcelo, obviously, I know we were supposed to fight on my third professional fight. I was supposed to fight him in Calgary, and he ended up pulling out. That was on the regional scene, and then I got a different Brazilian to fight. So I've known him for a little bit. We studied him back then. He hasn't evolved much since that time and now. His skill set's much the same. He just got out of Brazil and into a bigger camp now, so he knows what he had in Brazil all those years wasn't world class. The training wasn't world class. The competition on the daily wasn't world class. Coaching wasn't world class. He's just coming into that, learning how to train, learning how to win, learning how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, dealing with adversity. All those things, those were flaws in his last fight. I've been doing that for over a decade. I'm in the right place where I need to be now. Always have been. I know how to compete. I know how to push myself. I know what I need, all those things. And that's going to be the biggest difference come Saturday.
Yeah, and you're obviously a smart guy. You obviously think big picture about your career and stuff too. Do you allow yourself to look beyond this fight? How potentially when you want to compete again, or it's just after coming off the first loss, is it just focus, get back on track?
I'm not looking too far past Saturday. You do that. Everyone's a competitor at this level, so you don't want to overlook anybody, and that's the task at hand. In the back of my mind and before this camp, I was kind of mapping out the year. It would be nice to get one around February, March, in terms of timeline, and also with DC going to camp with Brock, it'd be perfect timing. Get some good rounds in there. But again, nothing else matters beyond Saturday. Saturday's our focus.
So I was just going to ask maybe if the quick turnaround for Toronto was maybe a thought in mind, but it seems like that would be beyond the radar.
Hey, for me, 100%, let's go. I'm healthy. Let's get in there. Knowing this business and how the company operates, it probably won't happen. That's probably more better question for them. You ask me, if I'm healthy, I'm good to go. That's what I want. I wanted Calgary. I wanted Toronto. That's how I wanted it. But it's out of my hands. All I can do is be healthy, get back to the gym, train for the next date, and whenever that is, we'll be ready to go.
How do you win this fight?
I stop him. He will concede the victory. I will push him, stand up, grappling, wherever the fight goes. I'm better than him, and I will push him where he's not comfortable, and he will concede. He's already shown that. He quits.